Hello and welcome. My name is Landon Pickard. I'm the Network Administrator for Auburn City Schools. Today I'm going to be walking you through a quick tutorial on the cool tool called Kahoot. What you want to do is open up a web browser and go to https://create.kahoot.it/login. That's going to bring you to this login page where you have the ability to either you can sign up through the sign up link. And then you identify whether you're a teacher, student, or work account. For the sake of this tutorial, we're going to go ahead and just log in with the Google account that I have created. And as we're getting logged in here to the splash page of Kahoot, I'm going to tell you that Kahoot is a game-based learning platform used in educational technology environments, schools and higher ed, where you can build tests, quizzes that involve multiple choice, matching. It's a great digital assessment tool. And so as we're looking here at the splash page, we have a couple of options of some pre-built Kahoots that we can go ahead and add to our profile. So if you notice up in the upper left, we have Discover, Kahoot, and Reports. And so say for instance we just wanted to do a search for a pre-built one that involved World War II. We're presented with several different options, and we have a filter that we can go ahead and filter based on the most relevant, the most viewed, the most played. We have where we can filter based on subject. Obviously we can filter based on grade, and then this is the actual subject area where we can select sciences or math. For the sake of this example, we just went ahead and did World War II. You have a little ellipsis on the left where you can actually go ahead and play the Kahoot, do a challenge. You can duplicate it and save it to your own profile. We're actually going to go ahead and click on the Kahoot tab there in the center, and this is going to bring us to our profile page. And here's where we'll see any pre-built Kahoots that we already have created. I obviously don't have any, as this is a new profile, so we're just going to go ahead and create a new Kahoot there in the center. We have the option of going and creating a quiz, which is multiple choice, do a jumble. We've got to also do a discussion as well as a survey. Also over to the right hand side, we have a statistics link that kind of shows how many plays we have and those kind of items, statistic items that may help in some of your digital assessment that you may be doing for student achievement. So for the sake of this example, we're going to go ahead and click on quiz. I'm going to go ahead and title the quiz. I'm actually going to title this one World War II. And so then we need to give the quiz a description. And just for the sake of this example, I'll name it World War II description. Make it visible to everyone. Select the language. We also have the option to select our audience. And so this is a required field, and so we need to go ahead and click the drop down. And from that drop down, we will select school as our audience. We'll then click on to the next page, and that'll actually take us to our Kahoot. We'll add a question. And for this first question, since this is just an example, we'll say, when was Pearl Harbor? And from there, we can fill in our answer values, our multiple choice answer values, one of which would be the correct answer, obviously, and 3 incorrect. Here, I want to put 1941, not 1041. And go ahead and click on the next button, and then this is basically telling us that you have to select a correct answer. And so we need to tell the testing platform which one is the correct one. We'll go ahead and do that. And click next, and then let's go ahead and just add a second question just for the sake of this example. We'll say, who won the war? We'll set it as a 20-second timer, and then we'll just fill it in with some answers. They don't have to be, since this is multiple choice, you can make one very apparent and the other 3, obscure. And so we'll fill in those answer choices, select the one that has the correct answer, and we'll click Save. And then from here, let's go ahead and run a preview. We'll go ahead and click Save. And from this area, we can go ahead and we can actually do the test. We can preview it. We can play it. We can also share it. And so what I'm going to do is go ahead and click on Preview. Now this is a really great feature of Kahoot because it actually gives you an iPhone emulated example of what your actual test will look like on the devices that your students are using. For this example, we'll go ahead and do Classic, which is a one-to-one environment. You could also do Team Mode where they do shared devices. And as the game loads up here, it's just going to basically give us a game pin ID. Well, your students will take the game pin and they'll use that same number to populate the value for the game pin on their device. Enter that code in, go ahead and click enter. This is where they'll enter their name. For this example, we'll just do student 1 and then click on OK Go. This is another great item. So if your students are actually using naughty names, they call it, if they put something inappropriate, you do actually have the option to go ahead and kicking them out of the room based on the name. So we'll click start and it'll load up the test. And so they'll see the question on the board or on the panel. One was Pearl Harbor. And they just select the appropriate color or shape that corresponds to the answer that they think it is. For this example, we'll go ahead and hit 2018. Of course, that's incorrect. And it gives them a prompt that says that's not the correct answer. You'll see that same their answer on your board, and then we'll go to the scoreboard and see that that child has 0. On to the next question. We'll say who won the war. We'll go ahead and select the correct answer on this one. We'll say the U.S. And they get a correct answer on their side that gives them points correlated to the amount of time it took them to answer the question and depending on if they got the answer correct or not. And then from your side, from the teaching side, you could also see those results and the points values, which is really cool. You can see how many they got out of the points. And then you're pretty much presented with an end page that the game is over. You can show feedback, you can save the results, or you can play again. What we'll do is we can go ahead and close out of that. And that will take us back to, we'll go ahead and close out of this tab as well. That takes us back to our profile page where we can see all of our Kahoots that we have. You can see when it was created, how many plays it has. You can also set up this challenge mode, which is really neat. It's kind of like a homework assignment where you can tell it, you can give it an end date. We'll just say, Friday, September 28th, give it an end time and go ahead and create. And actually what this does is give you a link that you can send to your students, also with a challenge pin, and you can share it on Google Classroom as well as Remind. This allows them where they can do it at any time on their own schedule, and kind of makes it very collaborative and interactive. Yeah, I guess the last little feature that is integrated here would be the Reports tab. This is where you can go and see your active Kahoots as well as ones that have played in the past, how many numbers of players it has. You can download that data. You can play these again. You can share them. And that's really it with Kahoot. It's a great digital platform learning tool. Hope you like it.